How scary is this golf shot? How many people watching this video would have their hearts in their mouth thinking, I'm just gonna fat it into the bunker, or maybe even blade it over the back? This shot doesn't have to be that difficult. Obviously there is a mindset situation that we have to get over as well. We have to be confident in our ability to make a decent strike, to get it high enough to get it over the bunker. But the three things we're going to talk about in this video is how we need to be at impact, where the body weight needs to be, how the golf club needs to look as you're striking the golf ball so we get the correct height, and also the tempo of your golf swing. Do you need to swing fast? Do you need to swing slow? Do you need to swing long or short? All those will be addressed in this video. Oh, so spinny, so nice. What you'll have seen from that technique is a golf swing that was at least kind of ribs height, okay? So I got a long enough golf swing that I could rotate my whole body through. And you saw me finish, it's literally a 20-yard shot. You saw me finish all the way through here still. One of the issues that I see with a lot of players is that they go two ways. You either go super long, knowing in the back of your mind, even just subconsciously, you swing it too far. You swing the golf club around here, you do know that you're going to hit the golf ball further than 25 yards. So what do? You instinctively decelerate into the golf ball. Deceleration for a lot of players can lead to some really heavy, nasty shots. Also, what happens then is you have this really short follow through. Now, what I see with a lot of short follow through positions is this early release, because then golfers slow down and try and go underneath the golf ball and you get into the shorter follow through position. What I would urge you to try and do as a practice is build up your swing from a shorter position and add speed. Because when we add speed, what do we often do? We add spin. If we add spin, what does that offer? More height. If we add spin as well, it'll offer more stop. So if you think about when you're trying to hit a really hard drive, if you've got a slice in your game and you think, if I hit this a bit softer, it won't slice as much. All you're doing is lowering the spin. So the exact same happens for these shots. If you swing it faster, you're going to add spin. Adding spin adds height, adds stopping power, okay? So what we're going to try and do is get the sensation that you're swinging to your around about the ribs. Now I'm using a 60-degree club and I've got about 20 yards. So that's an approximate understanding for you for when you go and practice this yourself. So go ribs, I'm still making sure I've got my chest turning, I'm still making sure my hips have rotated, I'm still making sure that my body weight stays nice and central. I've got a little bit of wrist hinge in there as well. And then from here, I'm going to unwind my lower body. I'm going to pressurize into my lead side. As I come into impact, I'm going to get the shaft of the club pretty straight relative to the golf ball. And then from there, I'm going to continue my momentum through the golf ball. If you've got good speed, you'll have good momentum. You'll get into that nice follow through position. So I want you to practice ribs to ribs. And I would say if you are a player that duffs it into the bunker, then forget how close you get to the flag, get it on the green. So even if the flag is 15 yards away and you hit this 20 to 25, you're still putting, you've still got a 30-foot putt for whatever the shot may be next, hopefully a par. So we still want to make sure we hit the green. That is the number one priority. Depending on the level of golfer that's watching this, depending on how good you are, I often say players will generally improve their game if they only have one chip or pitch and 2 putts. You get yourself down to that level, straight away you're looking at the kind of low teens kind of handicap. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my setup to this. I'm going to put the ball position on the inside of my lead foot. I'm going to get both feet pointing just left of the golf ball, okay? I'm going to put my weight just onto my lead side, but not from my shoulders. I'm going to just basically bump my lower body, bump my hips over the left foot, okay? So I've got my feet pointing left of the golf ball, I've got my hips left into the left side, I've got the hands directly on top of the golf ball. I don't want too much shaffling here, because too much shaffling is going to do what to the club face? It's going to lower the loft, which is going to do what? Hit the ball lower. So I don't need that. So I need the club to be nice and neutral, but my body weight to be on my left side. That gives me an angle of attack that allows me to hit down onto the golf ball, which also allows us to create spin. So really key understanding of what needs to happen there at setup. I get my ribs to ribs and I rotate through. The golf swing is fast enough to create the height. The angle of attack is steep enough to create the spin. Combine the two together and that is a pretty decent combination. So when we're rotating into the swing, we've got to try and make sure I would turn my chest still 90 degrees. I still want to get that turn in my body. I still want to get the turn all the way through impact as well. You've got to make sure that we're committing to the movement, committing to the rotation. It's also going to allow you to get more speed. You use the core, use your bigger muscles. They're going to allow for a more repeatable golf swing. If we just use the arms and the wrists that are a lot more, let's say, inconsistent with their movement actions and their movement patterns, that's where we become a lot more inconsistent. But we also then add in a little bit of panic here and there and hit a couple of really dodgy shots as a result. So really want to get the sensation that the chest is turning back, chest is turning through. Really important points on those setup that I mentioned as well. Ball position being slightly further forward. We've still got angle of attack hitting down, but with it being slightly further forward, it's going to help maintain the loft on the face. Lovely little shot again. Oh, I've got this locked in. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I'm going to see you next time, but after this shot. So watch this. Clubbing behind the ball, ball position forward, weight forward, just with my lower body nudging forward, ribs to ribs, turn the chest. Thin it over the back. I'm joking, that was a good shot really.